Okay, so let me go ahead and go over these answers. I already went over it with my class, and I forgot to record it. So I'm going to do it real quick while they're watching their videos. Go over the answers again. So the answers, and they did pretty good on it. It was 17 and 2 for number 1. 17 times 2 is 34. 17 plus 2 is 19. It was 110. When you're multiplying and they have zeros, you can just add the zeros. So there's 3 zeros in 1,000, so there's 3 zeros here. And then 100 plus 10 is 110. What multiplies to 8? Well, your options are 2 times 4 or 8 times 1. The 8 times 1 adds up to 9. And remember, with these things, you can go the other way. It could be a 1 times 8 as well. That's also still going to be 8 and add up to 9. The only way to multiply to a negative 7 without using fractions is a 7 times 1. But since it's a negative 7, one of them has to be a negative. So it would be a negative 1 times 7. 7 take away 1 is 6. Solve for y. This is the third time I've asked this question. So obviously I feel it's important that you know how to solve for y. The 4x is being added to the 5y. So to undo that, you would subtract it. You would then have a 5y equals, you can't combine these, they're not like terms. This has an x, and this doesn't. So you have to bring them down. For which one should you bring down first? Well, the negative 4x minus 25. You do that so that when you're done with this equation, it's going to end up in that y equals mx plus b. So you have to write the x first, the term with the x first, so that it's in that order. Last step is to divide. Y equals negative 4 over 5x minus 5. Okay, last question. I didn't write down the instructions. I mean, I did for your warm-up and not for going over the answers, but it just said find the degree of the polynomial. I should have said the monomial because it's just there's no plus or minus signs. So the degree is simple. You just add the exponents. In this case, there's only a 2, so the answer is 2. In this case, there's a 6 and a 4. And what number is after that z? Well, if there was a number, it would be a 1. So it would be an 11. Okay. Just to remind you that we only add the exponents to variables. If there's an exponent next to a base number or a constant, we don't need to add that because we could just solve that. So something like this real quick, it would not be 7 plus 6 plus 2 because 3 to the second power is a 9. It would just be the 7 plus 6, which would be 13. Okay, good luck on your quiz.